This is the Reno Z. It is a budget version of the Reno line of devices that we've seen in 2019. It offers us a very nice feature set, but we lost the shark fin. Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to check out the Reno Z from OPPO. We'll see all of the features that we get here in the very budget-friendly version of all of the other Renos that we've seen. Let's see where are the compromises and where they kept the cool features in. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we have new videos on the channel. In 2019, we saw a lot of Reno devices released from OPPO. One of the main features of the Reno devices is the fact that they have great cameras, great feature set, but not only that, they also had that shark fin option that they had there. And of course, this is the OPPO Reno Z, the, I would say, more budget-friendly version of all of those devices that we've seen. Now, as I mentioned to you guys in the introduction, we do not have the shark fin option that we have here. We actually have a notch, but I think where they did some compromises to bring down the price, they kept some of the really important options that we want, which is essentially is a great user experience and great cameras on that device. And here we have the box. First thing we're greeted with is some information here. So this is the user manual information, and that's pretty much it. And as far as some of the main camera specifications, we have a 48 megapixel ultra night mode main camera on the back with a 32 megapixel basically backlit selfie camera that's on the front. 4035 milliamp battery with VOOC 3.0, so fast charging for that battery, even though we have this is more of a mid-range. And of course, we have an 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of ROM built into this device with an in-display fingerprint sensor. And as you can see here on the back, we have two cameras with that little bump here just to kind of know where the camera sensors are, and of course the dual tone LED flash. Now, we do have a secondary sensor that's built in there, but this is a 5 megapixel depth sensor. So for the most part, we have one main 48 megapixel sensor, I think the most popular sensor of 2018, and hopefully backed by OPPO's image processing. Of course, we have OPPO, designed by OPPO, and of course the nice color. It's basically a purple hue that starts at the top, goes all the way down to a blue, and it looks very nice. Now, there is no sensor option, so you don't actually feel the camera here. This is covered, it's part of the backing. You do definitely feel that little bump, as well as the actual LED tone, dual tone LED flash. Volume rocker, as well as the SIM card option here on the left side. On the right, we have a power button, and of course, nothing else. We do still have a 3.5mm headphone jack on the bottom, USB-C with a microphone and the bottom firing speaker. On the top, we have just basically one of the microphone, but no shark fin, as this device actually supports a notch, as you could see right there. Now, as I mentioned to you guys, we do have an in-display fingerprint sensor. I went ahead and set it up. We do also have a front-facing camera for unlocking, so it does actually have facial recognition. The earpiece is sitting on the top right there. And of course, we are running ColorOS 6, no ColorOS 7 yet, and I'm not sure when and if this will receive ColorOS 7 as far as a main operating system. Last couple of things in the box, we have a pair of headphones, and of course, we have the VOOC 3.0 charger, a USB-C to USB Type A, as well as a basically SIM ejector tool for us to be able to take out and put our SIM card in here. And this device supports 2 SIM card and no SD card expansion, so 128 gigabytes of internal storage is the most that we can get on it. The display that we have here is a 6.4-inch 1080p OLED panel, or AMOLED panel, so basically giving us really good colors with HDR10 support, and it is covered with Gorilla Glass 5. Now, Android 9.0 is built out of the box, and that's what's running here with ColorOS 6.0 on top of it. ColorOS 7 will bring Android 10.0 with it, hopefully in the near future. The setups and everything here is pretty much simple. You can log in with your OPPO ID, notifications, connections, convenience aids, security, battery, of course, all of the stuff that we're normally used to seeing here. And as I mentioned to you guys, this is running Android 9.0 out of the box with ColorOS 6.0. Gesture support is built in here, and of course all the normal options that we have the ability of turning on the app drawer if you'd like it. Otherwise, by default, it is not turned on, and of course gestures are also not turned on by default. Now, out of the box, this device does include the Google Play services. We have the Play Store here, and of course a suite of Google applications installed, so Google, Gmail, Maps, YouTube, Drive, Music, all of the stuff that you're normally used to seeing there, and of course a few additional applications made specifically for the Asian market. As you can see here right now, there's a few things that are running there. TikTok is preloaded, as well as VOOC in here, video, phone manager, one-tap lock screen, of course, as I told you guys, some of the other apps, and of course Facebook seems to be also loaded as well. The camera itself overall did retain some of the main benefits that we wanted. As I said, this is a front-facing camera with a notch. We do have basically the ability of going night mode, pano, expert, of course, time-lapse, slow-mo, Google Lens, and the ability of actually turning on HDR with different options as far as flash, and of course the options there for settings. We can go in there and see grid mode, take selfie, timer, of course radio photo ratio, and of course all the other options. Under video, The VOOC sensor actually is capable of doing 4K at 30 frames per second, 720p and 1080p. Switching it to the front-facing camera, 1080p will be the maximum resolution we can take. And as far as the selfie game, this definitely will work very nice. You have HDR support. And of course, the main thing that you want to keep in mind, even though we have a 32 megapixel camera in the front, for some reason we are still capped to 1080p when it comes to video. I'm really hoping at some point manufacturers will start supporting higher resolution on the front-facing camera, especially since they keep giving us high megapixel sensors. I mean, the 32 megapixel sensor is higher than most devices that we've seen in 2019, and this is still only capable of 1080p. Let's go ahead and do a quick video sample of the front and the back-facing sensor using this device. This is a quick front-facing video sample on the brand new Reno Z. Now, the front-facing camera, although a high megapixel camera, is only capable of recording at 1080p. I feel like it's a software limitation for some reason, but other than that, this should be a good example of a handheld video using the front-facing sensor at 1080p, 30 frames per second. This is a quick video sample of the back-facing sensor on the Reno Z. Now this one is going to be capable of recording 4K up to 30 frames per second using the sensor that we have in the back, which is really nice, specifically for the price point of this device. And again, this would be a quick example of how the audio and the video should look like handheld on the brand new Reno Z. So as usual, we'll go ahead and play the song. It's called Jumbo by Alex Scrindo. This is an NCS release. The main thing I want to share with you guys today is that obviously this device does support stereo speakers, even at the price point that it comes in. So not only do we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, but we also have a speaker that is basically sitting here with the earpiece as well as the bottom firing speaker. So let's go ahead and turn it on. As you hear, the audio on this is definitely very nice, very loud, and of course, just absolutely astonishing with the fact that of the price point for this device, we're still getting a lot of really cool features. So overall, the performance on this device is definitely very nice. Even though we are running a MediaTek processor, and this is going to be the Helio P90, this is still technically a very nice octa-core processor, and of course, running Android 9.0 with ColorOS 6.0, hopefully getting ColorOS 7.0 at some point. This should not be have any problem handling your daily activities. 4K recording on the back, a really good front-facing selfie, great processor for gaming, for content creation, content consumption, and of course watching videos and a lot of applications. Google Play services out of the box, and it works great with the VOOC charging that we have here, the fast charging, and a 4,000 milliamp battery. It's really hard to basically knock any kind of things with this device, especially with the feature set and the price point that this is coming out with. Now for the price point, this device is definitely offering us a lot. Yes, it is running a Helio processor, it is not running a Qualcomm processor, but this actually still holds its own. Processing power, this is going to be comparable closer to more the Qualcomm 700 series type of processors, which are more than capable for mid-range devices. For about $400, you're getting fast charging, large battery, large display, 1080p panel, 48 megapixel sensor in the back, 32 megapixel sensor in the front, stereo speakers with the 3.5mm headphone jack, all in all running ColorOS 6.0, hopefully getting ColorOS 7 with Android 9.0. Now, if ColorOS is not your cup of tea, which I understand not a lot of people like it, you can definitely load your own launcher on there. Let's say even, I would say probably Nova Prime, the way I like to do it. And of course, the entire UI experience becomes a little bit more functional for you. Gesture support is built in here, and all of the functions that I shared with you guys today are basically out of the box, with the exception of having to install a secondary launcher. Let me know what you guys think of the Reno Z. This is definitely the more budget-friendly version of all of the Reno devices that we saw in 2019, and I'm hoping they carry this into 2020. Great price point, a lot of good feature set for a really nice form factor that charges very fast with the VOOC charging that we have and we've come to love from OPPO. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.